I've been working with Mike for quite some time now, and he had been telling me that Tammy had been setting up, you know, the pads in the salt cave and stuff like that. And I says to him, you know, I says, I've had this shoulder pain for so many years, and the past 8 months it's been getting progressively worse. And I says, I would try anything at this point in time to get rid of this pain. And he says, well, you know what, we're doing our best to get it up and running. And then once it was up and running, Mike had came and he got his knee done, and he says it was great. He could lift his leg and do all the things that he couldn't do for years. So I says, you know what, I'm in. So Tammy opened up her place, and Mike had says to me to come along that night, and that was at the beginning of the week. I think it was Tuesday. And my shoulder was so sore. Like it was just, I can't do any overhead lifting anymore. So I says to Mike, you know, could you ask Tammy if I could come in and check it out? So Mike came in and he says, I spoke to Tammy, she says, why don't you come over? Came over, went on the magnetic pad, and I was on there for about 45 minutes, and we did a little bit of pinpointing, not 45 minutes, about half an hour. We did a little bit of pinpointing, and I was telling Tammy all about what was going on with me, my sleep pattern and all that kind of stuff. And I came off it, and I just felt like different. My shoulder felt better, but not great, but it was better. Went home that night, and I have never slept the way I slept that night. I know I take pills for night, and I always take sleep aid. And that night I do what I normally do, and I fell sound asleep. The next day I spoke to Tammy and I says, my shoulder, it's great, you know, I can roll it around, I can lift, and I'm not overdoing it, but it just feels different. It feels different, and my other shoulder was just completely, it felt great. And I always get a grinding, like your bones are like muscle or something, or is grinding the cartilage. Never got that. So I says to Tammy, tonight, I came the next night and I got the same treatment. I says, tonight I'm going to go home and I'm not going to take my sleep aid, but I will take my regular medication. And I slept like I've never slept. I only got it once. I says to Tammy, I get up, and I mean, even ask my daughter, I'm up, I don't eat all day, I eat all night. I'm up all night, I'm cleaning, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm just going just crazy. Can't get to sleep. Went to bed that night, can't remember going to sleep. And I woke up at 3:45 in the morning, had an orange, I have to eat. Had an orange, had a piece of cheese, and can't remember going to sleep. And I thought, even if it's helping my shoulder, but the sleeping, I felt great. I woke up the next morning, Tammy phoned me the next morning, and my phone was ringing, and I jump up and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? I was in such a deep sleep. And that, for me, is amazing. So my shoulder now is a lot better. A lot better. Tammy spoke to me last night, and my shoulder the pain was about a 2, which is great. And I can still move it. You know, I feel a little bit of grinding, but I don't expect anything to happen right away. But I'll tell you, the pain right now is about a 2, as opposed to what it was a week ago at the beginning of the week. And I just think it's amazing. The mat, you just lie on the mat, you don't feel anything, and she will pinpoint. So now we're working on my kneecap, because that's a little bit sore. So, I mean, I think it's just amazing, and you know, anybody that wants to try it should. You know, I thought it was great.